My dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to your online class. In this class, we are going to discuss about action potential, and we are also going to compare the difference between action potential in a skeletal muscle and action potential in a cardiac muscle. So let's start. First, let us know what is membrane potential. It is the constant electrical potential difference across the cell membrane with inside negative relative to the outside of the cell. So inside the cell it is always negative and outside the cell it is always positive, and this constant electrical potential difference across the cell membrane is known as membrane potential. And this membrane potential is of two types. One is the resting membrane potential and second one is the action potential. So, what is resting membrane potential? It is the electrical potential difference across the cell membrane in resting condition. And some of the examples of resting membrane potential are, like in a large nerve fiber it is minus 90 millivolt, in neuron it is minus 70 millivolt, in skeletal muscle and cardiac muscle fiber it is about minus 90 millivolt, in smooth muscle fibers it is minus 50 millivolt. So these are some of the examples of resting membrane potential, and we see that resting membrane potential is always negative inside the cell. So why is it always negative? There is unequal distribution of ions across the cell membrane, selective permeability of the cell membrane, and the electrogenic sodium potassium pump. So these three factors play a role in maintaining the negativity inside the cell. So our today's topic was action potential. Let us see what is action potential. Action potential may be defined as sudden, rapid, sequential changes in the membrane potential consisting of depolarization followed by repolarization. So as we have already discussed that in the resting condition the membrane potential is always negative. Whenever the cell membrane receives a stimulus, it becomes activated and action potential starts. And first what happens is there is the sudden, rapid, sequential change in this negative membrane potential and it becomes depolarized. When it is in the resting stage, it is said to be polarized, and then when there is a stimulus there is depolarization, and then depolarization is again followed by repolarization. So the three successive stages of action potential are resting stage, depolarization stage, and then repolarization stage. So what happens in the resting stage? In the resting stage it is the negative resting membrane potential before the action potential begins. The membrane is said to be polarized during this stage because of the minus 90 millivolt negative membrane potential that is present. Then depolarization stage, whenever the membrane receives a stimulus means any environmental change that can evoke the cell. These cells, these muscle cells and nerve cells, they are excitable tissues of our body. This means they can be excited by any change in the environment. So whenever there is any change in the environment, that is the stimulus, and it can be a physical stimulus or chemical stimulus or a electrical stimulus, so then the membrane is goes into the depolarization stage. Let's see what happens in the depolarization. In this stage, the membrane suddenly becomes very much permeable to sodium ions. The voltage gated sodium channels open and large number of positively charged sodium ions diffuse to the interior of the cell. So inside the cell it was negative, and now large number of positively charged sodium ions entering into the cell. So inside the cell it will gradually become positive. So membrane potential rises rapidly in the positive direction, and this is called depolarization. Then in the repolarization stage, the sodium channels begin to close and voltage gated potassium channels open. So in the depolarization stage, the voltage gated sodium channels opened and sodium ions entered into the cell, and inside the cell, so as sodium ions are carrying positive charge, so inside the cell it has become positive. Then in the repolarization stage, the voltage gated sodium channels close, the voltage gated potassium channels open. But here the potassiums are also positively charged ions, but these ions are moving to the exterior of the cell. So rapid diffusion of potassium ions to the exterior of the cell, and then as potassiums are going out, they are carrying positive charges out of the cell. So inside the cell it will again become negative. So this re-establishes the normal negative resting membrane potential, and this is called repolarization. So here you can see the channels. This is the voltage gated sodium channels, and this is inside the cell, and this is the ECF, that is outside the cell. Voltage gated sodium channels are closed, that is inactivation, at -90, and then when they gradually become, when there is a stimulus, the stimulus reaches the threshold level and the voltage gated sodium channels open, and sodium ions are moving to the interior of the cell. Thus inside the cell, it from 90 millivolt, it has now become -35 millivolt. It has become positive. And then what happens is the voltage gated sodium channels close, and then the voltage gated potassium channels in the inside it is closed, but here it will become open, and potassium ions will move out of the cell, re-establishing the negative resting membrane potential. So this is the resting stage, and then this is the threshold level, and then the depolarization, and then the repolarization. So we are seeing the three successive stages of action potential. One is resting stage, then the depolarization stage, and then the repolarization stage. Here you can also see that this is the resting membrane potential, that is -90 millivolt. This is the threshold level. Threshold means this is the level when the action potential suddenly starts. Abruptly the action potential begins. Then the curve is going up, that is in the positive direction. Depolarization due to opening of the voltage gated sodium channels, and then it reaches the peak, and then it comes down, that is repolarization, and closure of the sodium channels and opening of the voltage gated potassium channels. So what is the cause of repolarization? You have to mention both the function of both the channels, that is the sodium channels, voltage gated sodium channels close and voltage gated potassium channels open, and then as the positively charged potassium ions are moving out of the cell, inside the cell again it becomes negative, and again it reaches the normal negative resting membrane potential level, and this is our action potential. Now let us see the action potential in a cardiac muscle. The action potential in a cardiac muscle has a plateau phase. This is the difference between the action potential in a skeletal muscle and action potential in a cardiac muscle. The presence of this plateau in the action potential causes the ventricular contraction to last as much as 15 times as long in cardiac muscle as in skeletal muscle. When depolarization is occurring, that is the contraction of the muscle, and repolarization is the relaxation stage of the muscle. And in cardiac muscle, plateau is responsible for a more sustained, a longer period of depolarization. So the ventricular muscles can contract much strongly for a much longer period so that they can eject the blood. That is why plateau is present in the cardiac muscle, and the action potentials in the cardiac muscles are prolonged compared with the action potential of the skeletal muscle. The depolarization of now there are, what are the difference? If we see that the depolarization in the skeletal muscle is caused by sudden opening of the fast sodium channels, and in cardiac muscle the depolarization is caused by two channels. One is the same fast sodium channels and the slow calcium channels. So two ions are causing depolarization in the cardiac muscle, whereas in skeletal muscle it was only caused by the sodium ions. And why we are calling the sodium channels fast? Because they remain open for only a few thousandths of a second and they abruptly close. So they open and close very abruptly, only for a few thousandths of a second. Whereas in the calcium channels, we are calling them the slow calcium channels because they remain open for tenths of a second. You see, this is thousandths of a second. They remain open for a few thousandths of a second and they remain open for a longer time, for tenths of a second. So that is why they are slow and they are fast. So the depolarization of the skeletal muscle is caused by opening of the fast sodium channels, and in cardiac muscle the depolarization is caused by two channels. One is the same fast sodium channels as those in the skeletal muscle, and the slow calcium channels, which are also called the calcium sodium channels. During this time, a large quantity of both calcium and sodium ions flows through these channels to the interior of the cardiac muscle fiber. So during the depolarization of the cardiac muscle fiber, two positively charged ions are moving to the interior of the cell. One is the sodium ion and another is the calcium ion, and this maintains a prolonged period of depolarization, causing the plateau in the action potential. So plateau is actually part of the depolarization phase, and it is caused by the two calcium channels mainly, and also sodium channels have a role. The calcium ions that enter during the plateau phase activate the muscle contractile process, while the calcium ions that cause skeletal muscle contractions are derived from the intracellular sarcoplasmic reticulum. So this is another difference. These calcium ions that are entering through the slow calcium channels are responsible for the contraction of the cardiac muscle, but in case of the contraction of skeletal muscle, the calcium ions are derived from the sarcoplasmic reticulum. So what is the cause of the plateau? If we ask you this question in Viva, one is opening of the slow calcium channels and the second one is delayed opening of the potassium channels. You see, the potassium channels will be responsible for the repolarization, but in cardiac muscle they open a bit later on, so they delay in their opening, and as they delay, the depolarization phase is prolonged. So this is another cause of the plateau. If you see this diagram, this is the phase 0, that is activation of voltage gated sodium channels, that is, this is our depolarization. And then phase 1a, inactivation of the sodium channels, so sodium channels are inactivated, and then activation of voltage gated calcium channels that are responsible for the plateau. This is plateau. You see, the word plateau means a flat surface, a state of non-activity. After a period of activity, when the activity suddenly stops, or when there is no activity. So first there is a period of activity and then there is a period of no activity or little activity, and that is the flat stage. This is the flat phase where no activity is going on, and this is why it is called plateau. So plateau is activation of voltage gated calcium channels, and then during the repolarization phase, there is inactivation of the calcium channels and activation of the voltage gated potassium channels. So this is the diagram of the action potential in a cardiac muscle where there is the plateau. So you have to learn to draw both the diagrams, the action potential of a skeletal muscle where there is no plateau, only depolarization, only the resting stage, the depolarization stage and the repolarization stage. And the action potential in a cardiac muscle, you have the depolarization stage, the plateau stage and the repolarization stage. So what is the importance of this plateau in the cardiac muscle? It maintains a sustained and strong depolarization in the cardiac muscle, so the ventricular contractions are strong and powerful, and another important factor is it prevents cardiac arrhythmias. So this is all for today. This question is very important. What is the cause of plateau and also the diagram of plateau? So these two this slide give most importance that you have to understand, and this is important for your viva and also for your written. So the importance of our plateau is that we see that in the cardiac muscle the action potential is prolonged and the depolarization stage is prolonged, and the plateau prevents the cardiac arrhythmias. So this is all for today. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.